Hello everyone, and welcome to another story time with the Learning Droid. Another short story for you, and we'll get straight into it. Azir lay in a dark room, his eyes closed. For a few moments he hesitated about what had woken him up. Staying perfectly still, he reached out and tasted the room with the senses of his mind. Ah, the dagger poised above his throat. That had been the trigger, the thing to rouse him from his sleep. So now he had a conundrum. If he were to stir and pretend to wake up naturally, the person with the dagger held above him might plunge it into his neck, in hopes of killing him before he awoke and unleashed his legendary powers. If he were to attack or move suddenly, a similar risk. The person might simply be faster than him. Azir was not a fast person anymore. But Azir decided to do what he always did. He laughed. A quiet, dry chuckle rippled from his throat. He sensed the hesitation in the dagger. He stayed still, arms beneath his bedsheets, and eyes closed. "So, I take it you're here to kill me," he said quietly. There was no response. The room around him stayed quiet, and his eyes stayed closed. For a moment he thought his senses might have been slipping and there was no dagger at his throat. But no, he was sure. He sensed again, he checked. There was definitely a blade there. "Are you here for riches?" I'd advise against it. Anyone who would pay you to take a contract out on me, well, I guarantee you they can't afford what they promised. And they'll probably just have someone kill you as well. A weird little chain where each death triggers a slightly cheaper one until eventually they find one they're willing to pay for. After all, assassins are expendable. And if you're here for honor, and to be the greatest of the killers ever to kill the master and take his place, well, I'm sorry I'm going to have to disappoint you. You see, you didn't sneak up on me, and I'm certainly not a master anymore. If you're here for revenge, well, I understand that one. The history books will have me as the killer of a great man, and many men who were good, but perhaps not as great. The history books will have me written as the killer of a king, a just and honest man. Oh, what foolish history books. But revenge I would respect. I would look on the face of my killer. I promise you I have no need to fight. I'm going to light the lamp now. Lying still in bed, with his eyes closed, he twitched his fingers underneath the blanket. He wasn't a mage, certainly wasn't a powerful mage at least. He had an inkling of the ways of magic though, and the lamp beside his desk flared softly. The room came into a cool orange glow. Lying on the bed was an old man. His face decayed and skeletal, skin stretched over his skull to reveal sunken cheeks and pulled back lips. Skin cracked and liver spotted. His hair gone wispy and thin. This drew a gasp from the person standing over him. A black figure, wrapped in fabric, face covered by a mask. Their hand held a curved, razor-edged dagger, about a half-inch away from Azir's throat. Azir slowly opened one eye and glanced up and down the figure. Can't really say much for your dress. It's not exactly original, is it? Oh, well. Yes, gasp, yes. Very much so. I made a deal with... I suppose you'd call him the devil. I just call him Blue. Mr. Blue. Because of his eyes, you understand. Bright blue eyes. Usually the only piece of him you can see. I made a deal with him to change the fate of a kingdom. And the cost? Well, the cost was everything that made me myself. As you can see, I'm not in any position to fight you. You can take the dagger away. The black-robed figure standing over him eased the dagger away from his throat slowly, but stayed in a cautious, tensed pose. He chuckled. You have to realize that to be a killer you need to be relaxed with a blade. You're too tense. You need to loosen your muscles. Tension slows you down. To move quickly you must be relaxed and loose and ready. Azir rolled his eyes slightly. If you were a professional, you would have killed me by now, so I suppose you're not. I'm guessing you're here for revenge. I can't really say much about that. I would have killed myself for revenge long ago. All I can say is that without the murders I had committed, without the things I had done and the darkness I had walked in, this kingdom would not be as bright as it is. They say that light chases away the darkness. They are fools, children grasping at a pitiful straw of hope, pretending their little candles of precious hope and love and happiness can drive away the darkness. The darkness is not like a shadow. It is not a following thing. It is not a thing that is cast by the light. The darkness is a consumption. It is like tar. It oozes across this land, consumes all before it. And when you have someone who is spreading that tar, you do not shine a light upon them and hope they go away. You flick a match at their feet and watch them burn in their own creations. I am that match. I saw this kingdom becoming a cesspit. I saw the king's corruption before anyone understood what he was doing. And no one will know what it was that I did to save this kingdom, the lives I have taken, and the cost I have paid to take the tar from this kingdom and burn those who would spread it. His voice filled with vile, bitter bile, and he spat the words at the person standing over him. But, his voice softened, I must confess, there have been innocent lives that have been lost in my campaign to make this world a safer place. Unfortunately, when one flicks fire onto tar, and the blaze begins to rage, the fire consumes all within its path, regardless of whether they were good or evil. And so, I have my reasons to be killed. Oh, but the things I have done and seen. You would not know, but I have danced with the fairies. I have eaten dinner with the Grand Magi, and I have felt the life of one of the most powerful men in the world drain from his veins beneath my blade. And I have seen I have watched from my room as I have decayed into nothing. What has happened? The way the kingdom has gone since my great fire consumed the tar. The way the light has been spread. I find myself quite talkative in my old age. Old age. Azir laughed and shook his head slightly. You realize I'm 30. Old age. I give you an idea. In the wardrobe, there is a small blue crystal. It will lead you to Blue, the man with the crystal blue eyes, the creature that can make you the most powerful assassin in the world, the creature that can make you a god. Not a god invulnerable and invincible and forever living, no, but a true god, a man with the power to change the world. So when I am dead, do me a favor. Either take it and use it and form the world in an image you desire, or destroy it and see forever the image of my world live on. The black-robed figure standing over him twitched. Azir smiled. It wasn't as painful as he'd expected. It certainly hurt. The feeling of a blade passing through his throat was not exactly what he would care to repeat. Of course, he wasn't going to have to repeat, but it's kind of final that way. It happens once. About what felt like 5 or 6 minutes later, Azir woke up. He was sitting cross-legged on a silk cushion, and sitting in front of him was a man wreathed in smoke and mist. The only thing really visible clearly through the mist, other than the shape of a man, was a pair of crystal blue eyes staring out of the mist. Azir, my friend, you've come back to me. Azir rolled his eyes. Not quite. I've been returned against my will. The blue-eyed man chuckled. Ah, but we have so much to discuss. You took my gifts and used them well. You have changed the world to an image you desire. Now, how about we play a nice game of chess? I haven't had a good game of chess in 2,000 years. Azir rolled his eyes. I prefer something a little bit more rough, shall we say. Do you know how to play blackjack? Thank you all for listening. This has been The Learning Droid, and this has been Short Stories with The Learning Droid. That was a first-person style perspective called Azir's End. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!